What is up, my veggies? My name is VTR, and welcome back to another movie review. And today we're going to be reviewing Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. But before we review that, I forgot to do this in the last video because I try to do this with all reviews now. Sometimes I forget. But the last movie, the Rotten Tomato score for the first Texas Chainsaw was a 89 critic score, which is very high for a horror movie. And 82% from audiences. Now we're going to talk about obviously the movie that we came here to review, the second movie, which came out like a whole what was it, like a while later, and is definitely a very strongly different movie in tone. Which this movie, where the first one kind of feels like, some people see it as it leans into a comedy quite a bit, and it does a bit, but this one, goes a lot more into it with the campiness, and just being a lot more over the top and silly, and frankly, I'm not too sure what I think about that, because of the fact of just how strange this movie is done and held. It's done in such a weird way that I don't even know how to describe the film, and really don't even know what really to say, if the movie's bad or if the movie's it's really weird. But this one centers around these guys call this radio station, and they wind up getting killed by Leatherface while they're on the call, and this lady has the tape, and then she broadcasts it on the radio, and then Leatherface and the rest of the Sawyer family come in after her, and that's the basic in the movie. But this movie definitely goes into comedy territory a lot more than, or I don't know if it's comedy, but I actually, unlike the first one, with what some people consider the comedy aspects of the film, I didn't laugh at all. This one I actually did chuckle at a few scenes, and the gore is definitely up. The gore effects and the kills are definitely upped in this movie, at least from a visual standpoint. And this movie, for the first film, it takes a while for the movie to get going. It's really just a slow burn. And then this one's it gets right to it. But it falls into some of the problems that I have with the first movie. One, our main character, our main, our final girl, I guess you would say, she gets, I talked about, how, I don't know if I said this in the review, but in the first movie I had a little problem with all the screaming. It was way too, but this woman in this movie is screaming constantly. Almost every moment she's on screen, she is screaming. She's screaming, and it is so blasted annoying. It is getting on my nerves so much, and I just want to just slam my head into a wall. Just how irritating it just sounds, and it really just was ear piercing at points. But let's talk about Leatherface and obviously we get a new character in this go round, Chop Top, which is a fan favorite character of the franchise. Which, yes, I do have fun with Chop Top in this movie. I do feel like he can be a little too much sometimes. And obviously you get the cook returning, and obviously he's got some great moments in this one, and he's probably one of the best characters of the franchise. Leatherface is back as well, and he's also played by a different actor, I do believe. And it is, this is, the mask for Leatherface in this one is a little jarring, but I do kind of like the design. It's very much, this movie does have its strong points, but one of the main problems I have is that the movie does try to retread a little bit when it gets to the dinner scene in this movie. I feel like we're just getting the same thing again. It even has the scene with Grandpa trying to hit her up to the head and failing multiple times, But then you get some original stuff with a freaking chainsaw fight, which is really cool. There's like obviously this new like cop character, which is cop sheriff cowboy character guy, who definitely is one of the highlights of the movie. With his one of the best things in the movie, I think, is when he goes to the go get his chainsaws, and like he's testing them out and like everything, and the guy's like looking at him like he's crazy and everything, and I'm sitting there like, all right, this feels good. This feels like they know what they're doing. But this movie does have a lot of weak points. But I cannot say I did not have fun with the movie. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a good movie, but I definitely wouldn't say it's bad. I did really have a lot of fun watching this movie, and like I said, the kills are nice. Obviously, a lot of stuff with the Sawyers is fun. You get a lot of that. You enjoy a lot of, you can see more of them. And there's even little Easter eggs to the other movies in the franchise. So back to the first movie, which is, on Chop Top is apparently the twin of the guy that died in the first movie, which we even see his corpse in this movie, which I'm like, so they went and scooped his corpse out the road, in the first movie. But this movie is like, this is a very jumbled review, I know, but I can't say I hate it. I can't say it's bad either. Like, it's a very much a movie that does what it sets out to do, but for the most part, this movie is alright. And I will give it a solid 2.5 out of 5. I don't think it deserves any higher than that. Because the Rotten Tomatoes score is a 47% from critics and a 44% from audiences. So audience typically don't like this movie either. So it's very much a movie that is just something that a lot of people just. It's a very mixed bag, and I have some stuff I really like about it, stuff I don't like about it, and like it's a very much of a mixed bag of a movie, and I don't really know where I rank this so far. I still think the original is better, but this one is definitely unique. It's definitely a unique film, which frankly is just something that I really just was interested in seeing how they were going to portray this, and because I knew it was very campy going into it, and the way it's done is interesting and odd, but also has some great moments in it, some iconic, very quotable lines, and I would love to know what you guys think of this movie down in the comment section below. It definitely is one of the better, not better, but like, definitely an interesting film. And it's definitely something I'll probably watch. It's not like in the vein of like some of the other like horror movies that I've seen, especially like where this franchise goes. And I'm not a big fan of how campy like this one got. Like it's a little jarring, but I still had fun watching it. Like, it's not a movie that I necessarily think is good, but it's one I can enjoy watching and have fun with. But it's not like in the vein of, say, like something like I don't know how to describe like how to say like if this movie's bad or if this movie's good. It's a very odd movie to really say that kind of stuff about, and the way that everything's held in this film and the way it's filmed and everything in the movie is it's just an interesting ride. And I feel like if you are a Texas Chainsaw fan, and like this is probably one of your favorites, but me personally, like, I don't see myself rewatching this one that much. But it's alright. I don't hate it. I feel like it's done to a pretty good extent, but it's definitely not a bad movie. What do you guys think of this movie? I'd love to know down in the comments section. I'd love to know, do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Is it one of your favorites? Is it your least favorite? I'd love to know. We'll be looking at Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 as soon as we can. And don't worry, guys. And a little teaser real quick, since the new movie just dropped on Netflix the other day. We're going to be looking at Tyler Perry movies very, very soon. So I hope you guys enjoy this review, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!